All right, so this is episode 3 of going from 0 to 10K per month with a brand new agency. In this video, I'm just going to go over what's happened since the last episode and the steps I'm taking moving forward to keep progressing with the agency. I'm going to raw dog this video, so it's not going to be hyper edited because really moving forward, I want to be putting most of my focus and attention towards the agency itself and inputs towards the agency so I could see progress with that. And it'll be much more, these videos will be much more valuable if I'm making actual progress with the agency. They just won't be as hyper edited or anything like that, but they'll be more valuable because I'm seeing real progress with the agency, which means you guys can actually see how to make progress within your agencies as well. But yeah, just jumping straight into it to not fluff this up or anything. I'm gonna work on not cutting out, but just my communication so I'm not umming a bunch. But anyways, since the last episode, I dropped the trial client that I had. Honestly, it just wasn't going to work. He wasn't willing to do what I needed him to do to see success for his business. I did get good results for him by doing the reactivation campaign. I got him a 74x ROI. I made a video on that. Shameless plug. I have nothing to sell you, by the way. It's just I made a video on how I got him a 74x ROI. So feel free to check that out. I didn't set expectations clearly enough with him, and honestly, he was a free test drive client. So I wasn't expecting to go really too far, but I just had to drop him. He was taking up too much time. He wasn't willing to do the things I needed him to do, and I wasn't getting paid for it. So I dropped him as a client, and it was, goodbye, good riddance. I think that's the right way to use that. And then I had a pretty big W on Monday, I believe. So I posted an Agency Lab, which, if you don't know, that's Joel Kaplan's coaching program for agency owners. I posted in the community, basically asking how I should drop that guy as a client. And a agency owner who previously ran a pretty successful auto detailing agency, which is the market I serve. I serve auto detailers. He reached out to me, answered the question, and asked if I wanted to hop on a call. So I responded absolutely, and we hopped on a call. And I had an hour and a half before I had to go to work, my day job, and we spent that entire hour and a half on a call together, completely for free. He didn't even charge me or anything like that, which is it's a great benefit to having access to these coaching programs and paying for access to mentors and things like that, because the other people in the community have also paid access, so they want to help you. But he basically just gave me a bunch of free sauce. He broke my limiting beliefs on a lot of things. I mean, he literally pulled up his Stripe account and just showed me that at the beginning of the call. But yeah, he really focused on breaking my limiting beliefs, gave me a bunch of free advice, and even gave me those free resources from when he was running his agency. And then I asked him today, I sent him a message and I was like, hey, can I actually just buy access to your some more of your resources that you use to run your agency when you were helping auto detailers? And he said yes. And then he offered to coach me for the next month. And obviously this time he's actually charging me, but it is so worth it. And he's giving me like a great offer for it. And it really just goes to show, like, you need to be willing to invest in yourself, and that includes courses, that includes resources, that includes coaching, that includes mentorship, that includes programs. Not all of them are going to be good, and that's just the name of the game. You're going to buy shitty courses, you're going to pay for crappy mentors. Ones that are worth it will always make up for the crappy ones. Even if 9 out of 10 that you buy suck, the 10% that you buy, whether it's a course, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a coaching call, will make up for whatever you spent buying the other ones, because the return on investment of knowledge and resources that you can gain from that will inevitably just bring you such a large return. So moving forward, I'm literally getting one-on-one help from a agency owner who was previously succeeding in auto detailing. And I say previously because he changed markets, because he wanted more scalability, but he was doing good numbers, and he was doing at least the numbers that I want to be doing, which I'm fine with. Like, I don't care if he's like, oh, he doesn't run that business anymore. Okay, well, he got to where I want to get to, and I'm paying to get access to him. So that's going to be a huge help. And honestly, my focus moving forward is just going to be setting and closing appointments. I don't need to worry about a bunch of fancy bullshit. I don't need to worry about a website. I mean, I haven't been already, but I need to really just lock in on actually doing outreach and actually focusing on sales, because this past week I haven't booked nearly as many calls as I did the previous week, and the calls that I did book this week came from the inputs that I was doing last week. And the only thing that's going to move the needle forward at the moment is simply just selling and getting revenue through the door, getting clients. And the only way to do that is outreach. So I'm going to be doubling down on what was already working for me last week, which was leveraging audiences and leveraging groups on Facebook to actually get in front of people that are qualified to buy from me, and leveraging scrapers and automations to help make the process smoother and more efficient, and also leveraging content assets. Even though I am like a lead gen agency and I'm not like an online B2B agency, and I help, just still in-person businesses with lead gen, leveraging content assets to help with outreach and the entire sales process. Because I've realized anytime I've ever had interest in buying from somebody, or anytime I have bought from somebody, it's because I've been nurtured by their content. There's no reason I shouldn't be doing that in my agency. And of course, still partnering that with doing actual outbound, but creating content assets on YouTube and leveraging those alongside the outbound to nurture the calls I'm getting and nurture just the leads I'm getting is going to be probably something that may take a little bit longer to take effect, but long term, which I am trying to make long-term plays. Like, what I'm trying to say is it's a good long-term play for me to make, and it'll honestly probably make me stand out and help me by leveraging content and making content that's valuable to my audience and communicating my offer and communicating my value to the market that I'm trying to serve, and just hammering out outbound as much as I possibly can. Bare minimum, no matter what I'm doing at least 100 per day, because right now I'm doing it manually. So 100 per day is not much at all. I mean, I know people that are doing thousands, but doing it manually and just by myself, I want to be doing at least 100 per day. And by doing that, I could honestly be doing 100 personalized per day. Who cares? It may not be the most scalable, but right now I need to just focus on getting revenue through the door and not worrying about, oh, how scalable is this system when I have no revenue, I have no clients, I have nothing. So yeah, just focusing solely on setting and closing appointments. I'm going to double down on Facebook DMs, leveraging audiences that are already existing and already housing my ideal market who's qualified, and taking those audiences and turning them into my audience and my clients, really. So I'll see how that goes. I'm going to just really hammer that out and double down on that and see how dialed in I can get with that and see if it works. I don't know if it will, but I'm going to just try it. It's better that I try it and just start hammering out outreach and hammering these videos out than to just say, oh, well, I don't know if it'll work, so I'm not going to try. I realize I'm yapping a little bit, and I'm still trying to figure out the best way I can communicate my value to you guys as an audience, the same way I'm trying to communicate the value I have towards the other market that I'm serving. For outreach, though, I'm adding as many people on Facebook as I can per day, and I'm using software to do this automatically. It's doing it in the background as I'm recording this, actually, so it's literally adding people who are in those groups and in those audiences that are qualified. It's going through and adding those people for me. And then tomorrow I'm going to be going through and sending out those personalized DMs. And I'm going to continue to create at least one value piece of content towards my target market per day, and just provide value to them and leverage those content assets in my outreach so I can nurture the leads and just turn my audience that I'm taking from somebody else into my clients. I had a demo yesterday. He didn't close, but he's really bought in. And usually I wouldn't feel confident whatsoever saying that, because usually they don't close once they hop off the demo. But we've still been talking back and forth, and we have another call scheduled. And so I feel like he might close. I'm not getting my hopes up on it because I don't want to give myself a huge letdown. Yeah, so I have that in the books. If not, I'm just going to try and make as much as I possibly can this next week, even if I have to do a bit of low ticket stuff. But I'm really just going to try and get some revenue through the door. That's it for today's Yap Fest.